All right, welcome back to Fleck Talks, the podcast, episode 312. Today on the show, they arrested the January 6th pipe bomber, but was it really him? Then, Miss Rachel was nominated for Anti-Semite of the Year because she humanized a child. Then in our migrant section, they released 7,000 violent illegals into New York City. We'll tell you about their rap sheets. And last but not least, in Urban Decay, we have a bad haircut chimp out. All this and more, it's Fleck Talks, the podcast, episode 312, ranked the best news podcast of all time.
Because words are just words until action actually starts. And actions speak louder than words, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions because sometimes it's the right thing to do. Very cool. Very cool.
Fleck Talks, the podcast, featuring Richard Bradboy.
All right, 1 for 1 on the intro, as always. Guys, are you still feeling off after the COVID vaccine? Well, you're not alone, and new research backs this up. In a groundbreaking study, Risk Stratification of Future Cardiac Arrest After the Jab, Peter McCullough highlights an alarming rise in sudden cardiac events among young and previously healthy individuals. His study found that tiny patches of heart inflammation, often missed by doctors, could silently be building up, leading to sudden heart attacks during exercise or sleep. That's why the wellness company created the 3-in-1 Ultimate Spike Detox, crafted with 100% natural ingredients, specifically designed to help your body clear harmful spike proteins, reduce inflammation, and support heart health. Don't wait until symptoms strike. Experience the only formula approved and used by Dr. Peter McCullough himself, a freedom doctor who risked it all during COVID. Head to twc.health/Fleckus today and use code Fleckus for 10% off. That's twc.health/Fleckus, code Fleckus for 10% off. Get back to that pre-COVID feeling. Thank you to the wellness company for sponsoring. Let's get into housekeeping. All right, thank you to the wellness company for sponsoring.
Thank you, the wellness company.
Really like the wellness company. They've been very supportive of us, and I really like their products.
Lovely.
And I'm getting good reviews, too. People who have messaged me said they like what they're buying. So keep it up. Thank you guys for supporting, and thank you to them for sponsoring. Happy Friday, everybody.
Thank you. I had actually forgotten what day it was. So
Feels good to be back in the chair.
Yeah.
The Truman Show life continues.
Yeah. You always say that. Nothing, no comment.
But that's part of the thing,
yeah,
too.
I know.
It's a Groundhog's Day
shit. It's an endless loop. I'm Bill Murray. You're the other guy.
You're the other guy. I'm Bill Murray. You're the guy who...
You're the groundhog.
Yeah, and I'm Jim Carrey, and you're the guy who's trying to keep it all together, and you report back to the people in the bubble who oversee the town.
Okay, Truman Show.
And then he's like, oh, man, Truman's figuring it out. That's you.
All right, we've switched.
All right, episode 312.
Any numerology there?
Well, I'm just saying no one weighs that.
Definitely. No one weighed 305. No one weighed 311.
And it's been a while since anyone has weighed 312.
Congratulations, man.
Thank you. That's that's my way of saying I've lost some weight.
Okay.
All right. Want to get right into it?
Will he keep it up?
Yeah.
Find out on episode 380. Because that's the nice part about having a long-running show. And none of us have broke a finger, showed up with a black eye. We've gone 300 and change. There were some bad fat streaks, for sure.
And it's cool because you know how people do the time lapse of a weight loss?
Yeah.
And they do week 1, 2, 3, 4, and they have this picture of every week. We could do that with the thumbnails from episode 3 all the way to now. And it's like,
whoa, that was a bad month.
and it goes in and out. And now it's
stupid beard, stupid hair.
Yeah. And it does the shake. I'm getting whittled down lately.
Okay.
All right, let's start the show.
Please.
That's enough. First things first, Tim Walz is mad that people are going to his house and calling him a retard.
True. This creates danger. And I'll tell you what, in my time on this, I'd never seen this before. People driving by my house and using the R word in front of people. This is shameful. And I have yet to see an elected official, a Republican elected official, say, you're right, that's shameful. He should not.
Well,
say.
I hope this works and people stop.
Yeah. But drawing attention to what some random teenager did once, That's certainly, from the governor's office, that'll certainly tone down everything, right?
Yeah, if there was a graph of number of times people are calling Tim Walz a retard outside of his house, is it going to go up or down? I'm buying longs.
Yeah.
I'm going all in.
And this is obviously after Trump called him the seriously retarded governor of Minnesota. And this is exactly what a seriously retarded governor of Minnesota would do when there's an international circus surrounding the Somali population scamming his state to the tune of $1 billion. He'd make emotional pleas about a word.
Yeah, it's not about the Somalis scamming for $1 billion. It's, you called me a pretty messed up thing.
Yeah, and I'm calling it the R word. I won't even say it. So
Yeah,
let's see how it plays out. I think there's going to be a train of people now knowing, oh, that's a thing? I didn't know about it. Thanks for telling me.
I know where he lives.
Bad
I'll go
PR.
drive by and call him something.
Bad PR. And we're going to get to the Somali section. We got a lot of Somali stuff this episode.
Heavy
later.
Somali stuff. Light cringe, just so everyone knows. Prepare now.
It's okay.
Light cringe, heavy migrants, good urban. All right, let's get to our next story. What I just mentioned in the intro. The January 6th pipe bomber was arrested.
Yeah, January 6th pipe bomb suspect now in federal custody is Brian Cole, a Virginia man per Fox. And I think Brian Cole Jr. might be a senior involved. But we don't know much about him so far. The FBI seemed to be raiding a suburban Virginian home, and I saw him labeled as an anarchist, but it's early days.
Yeah, he was like an Antifa type who lived at home. Guess it wasn't that girl cop CIA agent after all.
Yeah, the Blaze reported that. They said we matched the gate, the walk, with 97% or something accuracy.
That was the 3%.
And they go, publish. Yeah, I guess they hedged a little, but interesting. I mean, 5 years late?
5 years late, and it sounds like the FBI had this info all along. It wasn't like new information or new investigation. It was just like dusted off some desk and goes, it's this guy.
Yeah, it's this guy. We had it the whole time. Any schizo theories or anything like that for you?
Maybe it's not even him and he's just a fall guy.
New Patsy. Yeah.
New Patsy type. And maybe it was that CIA cop lady, but is she going to sue everyone for millions of dollars?
Probably one.
Probably should.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe that'll lead to discovery and it actually was her. Who knows what's going to happen there? I don't fully trust anything. I don't know who's who.
Yeah. Being a patsy, that's a bad destiny.
Yeah.
You're just like kind of a down on your luck guy, like, oh, things aren't going really well for me. What's that gun in my apartment? What's this?
And then the
What's
door
all this
gets
paperwork.
The door gets kicked in, and then if you try to go, it wasn't me, I'm being set up. Then you get shot in the gut.
Jack Ruby.
Yeah, not good. All right, let's go to some Trump Truth Social posts. I thought these were pretty funny. He was going wild over the last few days.
Yeah, he's kind of reposting a couple people. In this one, he reposted Alex Jones, and Alex Jones said, wild, Michelle Obama may have used Biden's auto pen in the final days of his disastrous administration to pardon key individuals, Patrick Byrne reveals.
So if that's true, they were really weekend at Bernieing that guy.
They were passing around the auto pen. If it got all the way to Michelle, she's not even involved. She like writes books and lives on Martha's Vineyard with her fucking husband, right?
Who needs what?
Yeah, literally.
Here's the pen. What do you want it to say?
I get 20 minutes with the auto pen, and then you get 20 minutes. It's kind of
pretty
crazy.
much where we were at. And then obviously there's still no arrests, so it's like all jokes and funny, but people really should be in jail for a lot of the stuff that happened over those 4 years.
Rings true, and I believe it. But I actually didn't even read this from Patrick Byrne. I want to read into it a little more and see what his evidence is.
Yes, and then there's another one. Nancy Pelosi's former top staffer said Pelosi planned January 6th for 2 years. Lock her up. I would love to put Nancy Pelosi in jail.
Yeah, right after she makes $100 million on the legal insider trading, putting her in jail for her Twilight years.
I'll pay the bond.
Yeah,
and then she's like, "Oh, I can't do court this year. Can we push it to next year?"
Yeah,
and you just live out the rest of your life. You're 85 anyway. Mm-hmm. Pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
Some big accusations though, and I don't think is Trump liable to make anything up, or are there kernels of truth in those two accusations?
I think there's kernels of truth.
Yeah.
All right, our Anti-Semite of the Year award nominees have been released.
Yeah, what is this from? It's just some random Twitter account who represents the interest of
Something like that.
anti-Semites?
Maybe the ADL or something.
I think it was Stop Anti-Semitism Twitter account, but it says Anti-Semite of the Year, 10 finalists, top 10, Tucker Carlson, Guy Christensen, Bryce Mitchell, Cenk, Cynthia Nixon, Anna Kasparian, Stu Peters, and the one that I avoided saying, but we're going to talk about, Miss Rachel, the child's television show helps your kids spell and recognize colors and stuff.
Talks like this. I miss Rachel.
Yeah.
Anti-Semite.
Anti-Semite of the year. Top 10.
And the reason she is because she had a Palestinian girl on who was blown up by Israel and has a fake leg now.
Ooh.
And she humanized that person. And then she tweeted, wanting kids to live isn't anti-Semitic. And someone replied to that and said, this is blood libel. It's that simple. If you don't understand why, you don't know the first thing about Jew hatred.
Jew hatred.
Because you don't want kids to get blown up. And then you brought on a kid who did get blown up.
Mm-hmm.
And then you humanize them. And that means you hate Jews.
So, if I was a member of the Jewish religion, I would kind of go, let's just not talk about this. That was bad. Let's kind of brush this under the rug. Instead, they do the exact opposite and label her one of the top 10 anti-Semites of the year, thus drawing attention to how little it takes to become an anti-Semite of the year. And I don't know, is this do they like punishing themselves?
Well, my theory that they do like the negative attention, so then they can go, look at all this negative attention. We need more money. We need censorship.
Yeah.
So they like to play the victim, and stuff like this does get them more hate than positive.
Yeah, so it's not a misplay. It's still a strategic thing, so they can point to further hate down the road and create more anti-Semites for them to fight.
And then you got to raise more money. And you got to have a gala. And you have to have a fundraiser. And you have to have censorship. And you have to pressure Elon. Mm-hmm. That's kind of how it goes. And keep in mind, a lot of these anti-Semites, it's like if you're not fully 10 out of 10 on board for the agenda, you're an anti-Semite.
Yeah.
So there's people they push away who are like 8 out of 10 with them on most issues. And then they're like, well, there are these starving people in Gaza. And it's like, what are you trying to fucking gas me?
So true. So true.
Know? And we don't even make the top 10.
Well, we're not even close. Nick Fuentes was even on there, and they hate him.
It's so true.
I feel like when they do lists like these, they try to get the people that they can push a little bit. Like, they think they can hurt Tucker. Mm-hmm. They think they can hurt, Anna Kasparian. They think they can hurt Miss Rachel, and that's why they do it, right?
Yeah, it's very true.
So there is a little bit of, I want to push you, I want to silence you.
And all she did was have a girl with her legs blown off on the show. And then all these Israel defenders, when it comes to Gaza and what's going on over there, they'll say that the people starving on video aren't real or the innocent civilian death numbers are inflated. And then you go, okay, what are the real numbers? And they go, oh, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
So is it 0?
I don't think so.
We don't know. We don't know what they are. So let's not even talk about it. And then by the time the Muslim false flag attack happens, we'll just focus on that. I think that's literally the plan.
Miss Rachel, Patsy. What's this gun? What's this bomb vest in my room?
Very funny.
She takes the fall.
All right, let's go to our next story. We have some Venezuela updates. Remember last episode we told you guys, we kind of read the QAnon white hats are in control post about how Venezuela is a deep state hub just like Ukraine, and then they do voter scams and election stealing there. We actually have some more information about that. There was a whistleblower from the military intelligence agency in Venezuela. Can you read that, please?
Yeah, Venezuelan military intelligence whistleblower just confirmed the CIA outsources election rigging technology like Smartmatic from Venezuela. This is the main reason warships are surrounding Venezuela right now, aside from narco trafficking. It's not about oil or Israel. And he's posting from the guy's statement. It says, my name is Hugo Carvajal Barrios. For many years, I was a high-ranking member of the Venezuelan regime. I was a 3-star general trusted by both Hugo Chavez and Nicolas Maduro, and served as director of military intelligence and a deputy in the National Assembly. Today, I sit in an American prison because I voluntarily pled guilty to the crimes charged against me, a narco-terrorism conspiracy. And he goes on to list a couple things about narco-terrorism, Tren de Aragua, etc. And I think we're going to focus on the voting part. He goes, Smartmatic was born as an electoral tool of the Venezuelan regime. I know this because I placed the head of IT of the National Electoral Council in his position, and he reported directly to me. The Smartmatic system can be altered. This is a fact. This technology was later exported abroad, including to the United States. Regime operatives maintain relationships with election officials and voting machine companies inside your country. I absolutely support President Trump's policy towards Venezuela because it is in the self-defense, and he is acting based on truth.
Very interesting, allegedly.
Yeah.
Well, this guy...
This is someone else's words. Let's distance ourselves from these things. We know how Dominion and Smartmatic...
Dominion sues everyone for $1 billion. So this is what the whistleblower in jail said. We're just repeating it. He said it, so if anyone gets in trouble...
He put the asset into the computer.
If anyone gets...
This isn't even my computer.
But remember also what Sidney Powell was saying after the 2020 election. We have a clip of that here.
I can hardly wait to put forth all the evidence we have collected on Dominion, starting with the fact it was created to produce altered voting results in Venezuela for Hugo Chavez, and then shipped internationally to manipulate votes for purchase in other countries, including this one. It was funded by money.
So there you go. That's her saying the same thing, but 5 years ago after our election was stolen. And we're not saying by Dominion. She said that. Yeah. You already sued her for $1 billion. We're just playing the clip that got her sued.
Yeah.
We're on Dominion's side.
Yeah. Sure. But yeah, where there's smoke, there's fire for that Venezuela accusation for a long time.
And it's all ringing true. Like I played that thing earlier in the week, that story. And I remember hearing the election rigging stuff, and I was like, yeah, that feels about right. And then you get the whistleblower from the military intelligence saying that it's 100% right, and then that's also exactly what Sidney Powell was saying 5 years ago. Now things are starting to look the way they look, allegedly.
Yeah. That's what you believe.
Allegedly. I'm allowed to believe.
Of course.
I'm allowed to believe.
Of course. I'm just not adding to it. I'm not adding anything to it.
I'm just not going to answer the door when someone comes to serve me papers.
Yeah, if someone has a manila envelope at the door.
You flex, I'll go,
not interested.
You know what he looks like?
Yeah.
We do have some other Venezuela updates as well in relation to the boats that are getting blown up. Rand Paul was kind of like trying to make it seem like blowing up the boats is a bad thing.
Yeah, he said Coast Guard records show that prior to the reign of blow them to smithereens, 21% of boats stopped off the coast of Venezuela possessed no drugs.
And 20% of boats had no drugs is another way of saying 79% of boats did have drugs.
Yeah, pretty big rate right
And then the other 21% were just avid boatsmen with $100,000 of outboard motors.
Yeah, the 4 motors lined up on the piece of shit boat.
Speedboat enthusiasts.
Somehow needed to really rip across.
Speedboat enthusiasts going for a cruise.
Yeah.
And probably the ones that had no drugs probably dumped them.
Yes.
They probably dumped them, and then it's like, oh, I have no drugs. I just have a sick fucking boat and 4 Mexicans.
Yeah.
Venezuelans.
No, smugglers never dump their drugs. Like, duh.
Yeah, and they do a little geolocation. Here's where it is. Send the drone. All right, so that's the update from Venezuela.
Actually, I heard maybe an article from Zero Hedge or something. Cocaine prices are going up. There's a cocaine shortage now that we're blowing up the boats.
That seems related.
Imagine what blowing, I don't really have a dog in this race of whether or not we should. I think doing anything in the open water, we're the U.S. military flexing our muscles in our hemisphere, so I don't really care. I'm not a big narco-terrorist sympathizer.
But would you rather your people be doing cocaine or fentanyl?
Coke. I'd rather be a Coke country. Yeah, do some risky trades.
Stay up all
moving
night.
And shaking.
You're having fun in a nightclub.
Yeah, that's true.
You do fentanyl, you're asleep on the ground in Philly.
So your argument is we should be blowing up more people and targeting the fentanyl people.
Yeah, I target the fentanyl people before the coke people.
Yeah.
Coke people, they have a good time.
Yeah, they do. They do.
That's a rich guy thing.
That's your argument. Okay.
Fentanyl people are zombies on the streets of Philly and Skid Row and Portland.
Yeah.
Coke people are up all night and contributing to the economy.
Okay, fair.
All right, that's the end of our Venezuela update. We're going to get into our migrant section, but before we do, this is a migrant-related topic. Byron Donalds, running for governor of Florida, not my favorite guy. And he's probably going to get the nomination. He's probably going to win, unfortunately.
He's endorsed by Trump, pretty much locked.
He's pretty much locked. Not my favorite guy. He was asked about amnesty, and listen to what he said.
Modernize a lot of these different visa programs, do all that work, Do it, get it done. And I think the American people, whether you're liberal or conservative, will say, okay, now that our immigration system is sound and modernized and we've secured our country, now let's take a look at the people who are here illegally. And I think the American people, we're great people. We are good people. We're a beneficent people. And with those people who are here working hard, doing those things that they should be doing is just as good neighbors and good people, we would make them and put them on a pathway to citizenship.
So when you hear something like that, it's kind of like a situation where I think he was tricked.
Yeah.
Like it's kind of like, oh, like who told you to say that? Oh, interesting. And then are they big donors for you?
They gave you how many millions of dollars?
Oh, okay. It's not so much like, hey, Byron, here's millions of dollars. Now say this. I think they give him the money and go, oh, and by the way, with the illegal immigration, these are hardworking people. They just want a better life. And they kind of trick him into it.
And then they say the word, Americans are benevolent. And he goes into the interview and goes, Americans are beneficent. That's exactly how it goes.
I think that's what happened.
Horrible sign, bad instincts, shitty candidate. And we're in the most basically the most trending right-wing state there is in Florida, and this is the best we can do. He kind of said some shit about H-1Bs earlier that rubbed me the wrong way, like we need them still. Read the room. We're getting bamboozled on every single visa type there is, every single asylum claim. Like, oh, we're going to close the holes and then we'll take a look at who's here. You mean like 15 million people who came in the last 15 years on every stretch that Biden could do?
Yeah, we're going to close the border. Now that the immigration system is pretty sound, let's let everyone stay.
Now that the under 18 population in Texas is like 60% non-white, let's have a talk. We need to reverse what's done. Bad instincts, man.
Very bad instincts. I like James Fishback so far.
I like him too, and I think he's moving up in the polls, but I don't know. I feel like they're going to really slander him or do something crazy.
He seems to be America first. I shot him a DM on Instagram. He did not reply.
Oh.
But then my Instagram got deleted, so maybe he would have replied.
Okay, fair. Leaves you an out to not be socially humiliated.
Maybe he likes me.
Okay, cool.
Hopefully he sees. Send this to James Fishback. Tell him that the show likes him, and we're open to an endorsement.
For sure.
All right, that takes us to our migrant section. There's a lot of migrant stuff to talk about, as I'm sure you guys know. Mm-hmm. We're going to start with some deportation numbers.
U.S. on pace to conduct 426,000 deportations in Trump's first year, according to Kalshi forecast. So that's like a betting market, not necessarily settled science.
But the betting markets these days, that's where you find what's going on.
That's true. That's true.
It's like, that's all we got. Everything's betting.
Yes. And then Harrison Smith said at this rate, it will take 20 years just to expel the migrants that came over between 2020 and 2024, Biden's term.
Which is a black pill, and that's depressing.
Yeah, and we do have to mention self-deportations, the number that we've been provided with for that, which, whether or not you believe it, is 1.5 million so far.
So we're talking like 2 million total deportations, mostly self-deportations. But keep in mind, we also have more ICE resources in the works. So ICE is going to have more resources than ever, like going forward. So next year will be more than it was this year. So I'm hopeful the numbers will increase significantly, but not a great start. And it's a lot easier to bring them in than get them out.
Yeah, stay hungry, stay pressuring people. We don't need to be talking about amnesty and beneficent. We don't need that. We have so much work to do.
Amnesty, like why would you give amnesty to these people?
That's what Michelle Obama would do if she had Biden's auto pen. Amnesty, one of the first things.
I bet if you ask Byron Donalds, was Obama a good president? I think he'd go, yeah.
I saw some other stuff about Byron where he was like, had a megaphone talking about Trayvon Martin. So it kind of tells you where people were when they were just going on instincts and they didn't realize who was being psyoped or what kind of like machine was behind them. You know what I mean?
That Sandman kid disrespected that Indian.
Exactly. Like if you thought that,
George Floyd.
You're disqualified.
George Floyd should be alive.
Yeah, I do understand their anger. You know, it's like stupid shit like that. Stupid hedging sentences.
And then, unfortunately, Republicans really like when a black person says Republican things.
Yeah.
Like they just fall for it. The boomers especially, they fall for it like hook, line, and sinker. Mm-hmm. And that's almost racism in itself.
Of course.
Where it's like, oh, just because he's black and he says like free market of ideas.
That's the same version as the left when they get like a country guy to say, all immigrants are here legally. Everyone has a right to be an American. Yeah. It's the same thing, but different sides of the spectrum, right?
Very true. And then we have some stats here, which I think could be somewhat related to the deportations. Can you read that headline?
CNBC reports the national median rent fell for the 4th straight month.
So that's a good sign, and that will continue as deportations continue. Obviously, when there's 2 million people leave the country, that's 2 million people living in homes and apartments that you could otherwise live in. So that's a good trend.
Yeah, and there are some other things. We're not going to pretend that's all 100% attributed to illegals leaving the country. Prices kind of spiked when inflation was at the peak. Landlords, everyone got greedy. It was like, oh, yeah. Airbnb, some things didn't work out and they kind of, more inventory came on the market, but it is a good sign. And that's part of the reason we need this. Rents, home prices will go down if we reverse the 20 million, if we reverse at least 20.
Real talk. We have some stats here, families receiving welfare. And these are all kinds of welfare. There's food, Medicaid, housing, cash, and then just any welfare in general. The blue graph is U.S.-born headed households. The orange bar is legal immigrant households, and the purple bar is illegal headed households. Now, keep in mind, there should be no orange or purple bar at all.
Yes.
And then if you look, the blue bar in any welfare is the lowest. In cash, it's the lowest. In food, it's the lowest. In Medicaid, it's the lowest. And then in housing, it's about even with the others. And there should be no orange or purple bars. Think about how many more resources and how much more money could be going to American families in need and how much is going to people who just got here or here legally.
Yeah.
Illegally.
And then not to go back to the housing thing, but this is using your tax dollars for non-Americans to compete with you for housing stock, like in the simplest terms. So it's all, it hurts. And these two bars, we've gone so far where these bars shouldn't even exist and then they're more than us. How the fuck did that happen, guys? How the fuck did that happen?
Like, even if it was a little
higher
bit.
percentage, at least.
Yeah, even if it was just a little bit, you'd go, well, it's just a little bit. They're getting more, percentage-wise. More.
Yeah.
It's backwards and upside down.
Exactly, brother.
All right, let's get to our next piece, third world ban. We mentioned this a few days ago, but we have some more context around it. Can you read that?
Yeah. From Malugan, he said, effective immediately, USCIS has issued new guidance that halts all immigration and naturalization for processes for migrants from 19 travel ban countries, including green card and citizenship applications, so legal. This means if someone has already passed the citizenship test, they can't have their ceremony, and cancellation notices for these ceremonies are already going out. This will apply to immigrants who came from these 19 countries after 1/20/21, which was Biden's inauguration, and each will be re-interviewed on a case-by-case basis to screen for national security threats.
So they're canceling their little party.
Yeah.
Does that mean they're still coming, but the party's canceled?
They are paused right now, and I think they just said they're going to interview them case by case.
And they have to reapply?
They make this out to be like some sort of sob story, like she was so close and then and then it was paused. And it's like, well, there needs to be a line in the sand somewhere, right?
Yeah.
We can't just listen to a sob story and then change our policy every fucking week.
She really wants to come.
Well, that's Somali. She just was about to do it. It stops somewhere, guys. I want zero immigration.
Yeah.
Because we've gone until we sort things out. Here's the list of the countries. We need more. There's way more third world countries than 19.
Very true.
And what are there, 193, 192-ish countries in the world? 19? We're only getting 19?
So true.
So India, big non-red country right there too.
Very true.
Yeah.
All right, and then...
But these are from some people on Reddit posts have been posting like, oh, my ceremony got canceled. Anyone else? So it is taking effect immediately. We're not even going to read them.
Cancel the party. All right, let's get to our story that we mentioned in the intro. 7,000 violent illegal criminals were released in New York City, and wait till you hear their rap sheets.
Yeah, New York has released almost 7,000 dangerous illegals back onto city streets after vowing not to work with ICE officials. Per ICE, New York has refused to honor their detainer requests since January and has since released 6,947 illegals tied to 29 homicides, 2,500 assaults, almost 200 burglaries, 300 robberies, bunch of drug crimes, weapons offenses, and sexual predators.
Great.
So this is the resist movement right here. This is what the city of New York does. These guys go from Rikers and they go, no, we're not telling ICE. Just get out there back on the streets. And don't repeat offend. You better not. And that's the extent of it, right?
And they go, we won't. And then they do. And then, go ahead.
Well, I'm going to read this next thing. People were commenting on this, and this is for a lot of states. You know, a lot of people, California certainly doesn't try to work with ICE. This is a long-standing thing since Trump's first term. And someone said a comment saying the same thing is happening in Nebraska. Police departments release the illegals at 2 a.m. and do not coordinate with ICE. They actively work against them.
Like
anecdotal.
It's like that video we show where the guy's handing out machetes to the homeless people.
Yeah.
2 a.m. It's like, all right, good luck.
Get out of here,
Get out of here. Where do you go?
Yeah.
You'll figure it out.
What's open at 2 a.m.? Just get away from ICE.
Go try some people's houses. Go try some doorknobs.
So we need to withhold some funding or something. We need to use every tool in our war chest as the federal government while the right has power, because unacceptable. And then, like, not only that, but then you're like, murderers are getting let back out on the street? What do you mean?
We're not working with ICE.
Yeah.
You showed us.
You're letting a murderer out. It's the same thing as the welfare for illegal and legal immigrants. It's like they shouldn't even exist. The murderer shouldn't even be out, and you're avoiding ICE.
It's like, and then if you think about it, if you're an illegal and a murderer, you get let out. If you're a citizen murderer, you get stayed in.
That doesn't sound right.
That's like backwards and upside down.
Yeah.
Crazy. They're like, oh, we're not going to let ICE harm you anymore. We're not working with them. You're free to go. You showed us. And then the same thing happened in California, and this has a very sad ending.
Yeah, Mexican migrant who killed 11-year-old in L.A. hit and run was previously kicked out of the U.S. 4 times. That's from the DHS officials. This Mexican migrant killed a kid, hit him on Thanksgiving morning, I believe. It was an 11-year-old boy. And what do you do if you're an illegal? You hit and then you run because you're illegal, which is also another thing about all these illegals. Like rendering first aid, there's some things that you can do that could save someone's life. But if you're illegal, you have to just get the fuck out of there, right?
Very true.
So it's an accelerator almost. And then Newsom rejected the ICE detainer request for the illegal who ran over an 11-year-old boy, killing him. I have
Very
no
sad.
words. So Newsom's protecting him.
Very, very sad. Let's get to our Somali section.
Yeah, a lot of Somali stuff
We
today.
have a lot of good Somali stuff, and we're going to start with an uplifting, a pro-Somali story, because we don't hate Somalis.
Certainly not. We just know that as a group, they commit fraud. They don't help the country. They're looking to take more than they give.
They're not smart.
They're not smart. They're pretty good at pirates. They're pretty good at hijacking cargo ships on the Horn of Africa.
Boaters.
Yeah.
That's a big thing in Florida. We like boating. And also, they're part of American history in a way you probably didn't know. Can you read this story?
Not many people know Abraham Lincoln's grandfather was of Somali descent and one of the real founding fathers. Turns out former Somali president Abdi Qasim Salad Hassan is literally from the same family tree.
Sounds like a founding father name.
Yeah.
I didn't know this. You're telling me for the first time.
Abdi Qasim Salam Hassad.
Thomas Jefferson, John Adams, Amikasteen Fam Salam. It's all related.
So we're starting with that real history, American history. So we're not against all Somalis.
Clearly.
And that means we can say whatever we want about Somalis for the next 10 minutes.
Now we did the positive Somali thing, and now some negative Somali, and now 15 negative Somali things.
Yep.
Jacob Frey was talking about the Somali scams being called out, and he's obviously defending the Somali community. Listen to what he says about it.
That's not American. That's not what we are about. And we're going to do right by every single person in our cities. And so, to our Somali community, Daman Shabka, Somalied Kunul, Minnesota, Garahan, Minneapolis, Waan, Ku Janila Hai, Waan, Ku Gereb.
All right.
He goes, that's not American. Now let me talk Somali at you.
Now let me speak in an English or in a language you've never heard in your entire fucking life.
And he does that because 37% of Somali population in Minnesota can't speak English.
That's really high.
And their average IQ is 67, so I don't think they're going to learn anytime soon either.
Whoopsie. So he has to communicate with them through that. And that was a whole press conference going back to the thing we just covered, which is how he's not going to cooperate. And the Minneapolis police department is not going to cooperate with ICE as the administration moves in to get rid of some of the illegals.
Very true. And then the media has been providing cover with all this scam talk in the news, but it's not doing the heavy work they think they're doing. Like this local news, can you read that headline?
Somali Minnesotans generate at least $500 million in income annually and pay about $67 million in state and local taxes. $67 million.
They're contributing.
And if you have the IQ of a Somali, you might go, whoa,
That's a lot.
that's a lot of money. I've never seen $67 million in my life. But if you've watched this show for a while, you realize that the number that they've taken in Minnesota state scams is $1 billion.
It's a lot. And then Matt Walsh had a good breakdown of all these numbers as well.
There are around 80,000 Somalians in Minnesota. If they contribute $67 million in state and local taxes, that means they each pay on average about $800 or so. To put that in perspective, the average Minnesotan pays anywhere from $8,000 to $10,000 in state and local taxes, which means Somalians are contributing more than 10 times less, to say nothing about the billions of dollars in fraud. The media is trying to make the point that Somalians contribute to the economy, but instead prove the exact opposite.
Ah, dang.
Dang, man.
Ends up it's the exact opposite.
I guess KTSP thought no one would look into it and just go, ooh, big number.
No one does the division.
Yeah. Another person said there are 4,000 Somali children in Minnesota public schools. Minnesota spends $18,600 per student. The cost to educate Somali children is $74 million per year. The whole of Somali paid annual taxes does not even cover the cost of their own children in public schools.
Very true. So there's the real breakdown.
Yeah, and it's dark, guys. Like when we said that Denmark study about the cost of a Somalian over their entire life, and it was negative $1 million, it's like, damn, that's a fucking lot. How are they getting to this number? It's like your entire childhood during school. Then it costs money to keep you incarcerated when you commit that first felony, of which 64% have before the age of 30 for Somali men in Denmark. And then, not to mention the welfare, and then the fraud. So it's just a money drain the entire time.
But they vote Democrat.
I guess that's good.
I guess that helps. And this guy is a handyman in Minneapolis, I believe. And listen to what he says about his interactions with the Somalis.
I'm from Minneapolis, and Somalians are just part of the culture here. As far back as I can remember, I've always seen Somalians. And in these past 5 years, the population increased so much. It went from seeing them to them feeling like the majority a lot of places that I go. And also, over the past few years, I've noticed that I see a lot of them with new cars. So I'm a handyman, and I worked on a lot of Section 8 housing to make sure they're up to standard. And one thing I've noticed when I go to these Section 8 houses, one, it's usually a Somali family. And what I mean usually, it's 9 times out of 10. And those houses usually have new cars in the front. I mean cars with an S, multiple new cars. And what I mean usually is like 8 out of 10 Somali houses, I've seen that. And I always wondered how someone on Section 8 can afford multiple new cars. I just couldn't put it together. So now finding out about this fraud stuff makes so much sense.
Well, there you go. That's a first-hand account from someone who's seeing it himself. Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's when you lie and cheat and do anything you can, and if you have multiple wives and you stay unmarried, you're married under Sharia law, but you stay unmarried for the U.S. government, now she can get benefits. And then if you own a corner store, she can use those benefits to buy stuff to stock your store with. It's a big, big scam, and it's not anyone's birthright. Section 8 is down on your luck shit. Americans. The fact that they come here and then instantly get on it is so infuriating to me. And that's a guy who, he's an American who has to go and work for them. He's working on their shit and then going like, what the fuck? These guys are living better than me and replacing me.
Very true. And then we have a Ami Horowitz mini documentary, Man on the Street thing, which he does. He's very good. Make sure you guys follow him. Listen to what they said about Sharia law in America.
This is the Cedar Riverside neighborhood of Minneapolis. Do you feel more comfortable living under American law, or do you feel more comfortable living under Sharia law?
Sharia law. I'm a Muslim. I prefer Sharia law. Sharia law, yes.
You prefer Sharia law over American law?
Of course, yeah. Of course, yeah.
And do you find most of your friends feel the same way?
Yeah, of course. If you're Muslim, yeah.
He can make it.
There you go.
It goes on and on like that, but the statement, of course, it's like, shouldn't that be an immigration question? So when you move here, are you going to even attempt to assimilate, or are you going to try to do Sharia law?
Just as American as you and me.
We're such suckers, dude. And if we don't wake up soon, they're going to take over entire cities. We're talking about Minneapolis for the most part, because that's the biggest population. Did you guys know there are Somalis in Maine, Portland, and what's the other city over there in Maine?
Bangor?
Yeah, maybe they're in Bangor. Columbus. They're going to start doing the same scam everywhere else. So we have to wake up. And we have another video here.
Before we go, the thing that I was surprised with that clip, you'd think you would lie.
Yeah, no interest.
Like, you can see the no thinking going on in their brain. Would you prefer Sharia law or American law? And they go, Sharia law.
Yeah.
That's the answer. And you're on camera. You're an immigrant. You're barely here.
Yeah.
Don't you hear what you're saying? Aren't you smart enough to go, well, we love America. We're American.
And
I would kind of be like, oh, American law. You know, like do a little lie.
And then who's dumber? Us as a nation with our immigration law, or them? They're willing to tell you straight up. And so that makes us the real fucking idiots, right?
It's very true.
And not us. If I was in charge, or a Tom Selleck type was in charge of our immigration system, this guy'd be gone. All these people wouldn't be here.
Jacob Frey. Jacob Frey isn't low IQ.
I know.
But he pretends, oh no, they're American. They're becoming an American. And it makes you wonder, you know it's not true because you're not stupid like them. What's going on?
Yep.
And then we have another clip here from Nick Shirley, who also does a great job. Make sure you guys follow him. He interviews this family, this father and son, and listen to what they say about the Muslim takeover.
Do you guys think St. Cloud has been taken over by Somalis?
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about the Somali takeover?
Get out.
I don't know.
You don't want them here?
I mean, we can't.
I mean, I'm fine with them. It's just that, like, it's like overpopulating.
Do you feel like they're going to eventually overpopulate the Americans here?
Yeah, they definitely will.
And did you guys vote for them to come here? As far as, like, did you guys have to pass any legislation in order to receive them?
No.
In your personal opinion, what's the biggest issue with them being here inside of you guys' city?
Driving. It's always a car crash for no reason.
Robbing people.
Yeah, definitely crime. Pirates.
And the correlation between the Somalis and Muslims, are the majority of them all Muslims?
Yeah.
So 10 years from now, do you guys think the Somalis will be the majority here?
Yeah, definitely.
And that guy, like, he's reluctant to say the things because he knows it's controversial, but that was a pretty honest interview.
Yeah, he's kind of soft-spoken, almost hesitant to criticize the Somalis, who are clearly encroaching on his life. And it's so weird because this is happening to you. This is happening to your son. This is happening to where you live, your family, and he's still hesitant to speak out. And he said it himself. They never voted for this. This was never discussed. This happened to you and is happening, and he's still kind of like, I don't know if I could say anything.
Yeah. And you know there's like the trope of like, oh, like these are good Muslims.
Yeah.
The good Muslims are Muslims that don't take being Muslim seriously.
Yeah.
So the only good ones are the ones that aren't very Muslim at all. And then the real hardcore Muslims are not the best.
Yeah.
It's interesting how that works. And then keep in mind, we mentioned this before, a lot of terror cells and terror recruits coming out of Minnesota now.
Yeah, a study looks at the unprecedented Minnesota cluster of terror recruits that traveled to fight for ISIS.
Great.
We've covered that for a long time. And again, the Somalis are so dumb, they probably leave a trail that make it easy for our intelligence community to find them. But
I'm going to Afghanistan.
It's still work that needs to be done. That's wasted manpower when we could have just not had them here.
Yep, very true. And then Minnesota also has a problem with roving Somali gangs, but this city leader, she's defending them and pretending there's not an issue.
Yeah, this is the Democrats, obviously Jacob Frey and her are circling the wagons and protecting the running interference for the Somalis. And this is the AG for Hennepin County.
This is Hennepin County Attorney Mary Moriarty. There are reports that the Trump administration is planning to send ICE agents here to the Twin Cities to target our neighbors of Somali descent. This is part of a recent pattern to single out our Somali community members. This is rooted in the idea that if they spew hatred, it will divide us. But we won't let that happen. There are no roving gangs of Somali people in this community harassing, threatening, doing anything to any of our community members. And let me repeat that again, because I've heard this often. There are no roving gangs of Somalis targeting or harassing or doing anything inappropriate to any community members. Those are simply lies.
All right, so there's no roving gangs, according to this lady. And let's go to clip number 1. There's some Somalis targeting community members.
Might not be a gang, could be a mob, but they're slugging white people randomly. They're teens.
And there's a bunch of them together, kind of roaming around. I don't know if they're roving, maybe they're roaming. Yep. And then we have another roving gang here.
Oh, God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What I beat his ass. Yo, what I beat his ass. Yo, what I get him beat his ass. Oh, my God. What the fuck? What the fuck? Yo!
Looks like a roving gang to me.
Yeah, and she's like kind of working it. She's using the lesbian lady's using a attorney voice, like, oh, they're not technically roving. They might be meandering or clustering together, but they're certainly not roving. And I don't know who would say that.
Crazy.
Yeah.
And then even MSN or NBC News has come out with articles, Minneapolis struggles with Somali gangs.
Yeah, this is one of those things where they accidentally write the articles earlier when the truth doesn't matter. But then when it becomes politicized, aka Trump says something like he's going to end all immigration from Somalia or send in ICE, then they spin it like Haiti isn't a shithole. Haiti's the best country ever. Like we saw Democrat celebrities doing that. And so the truth is always out there. We covered one where I think a kid got followed home and shot at. Mm-hmm. Remember that story?
Yep.
It was on a Ring camera. So, there are gangs of Somalis. They do all the crimes, those same pirate instincts. They're not very good neighbors, guys. And I don't know why, but Democrats make it this thing because some people never scratch the surface or never figure out that what they're doing out there,
Yeah.
And they go, well, we can just kind of vaguely lie.
Mm-hmm. And then also the Somali criminals get preferential treatment in our judicial system. We have a guy here, 2-time convicted sex offender on probation for previous offenses, kidnapped and raped a woman at hotel in Bloomington in September. And then can you read the context?
Mohammed was sentenced in May in 2 previous rape cases, but served no prison time. And then he does it again.
We have his mugshots here.
He's getting worse and more disheveled.
And he does multiple rapes, and he doesn't actually go to jail.
That's crazy.
That's very crazy. And then we have another guy, another person who did the same thing. Can you read his
This
context?
one we covered on the show, and we're just going to update you. But this is Kwalinle Ibrahim, and he abducted a 12-year-old girl in Minnesota and raped her. And then this is the one we covered where the St. Paul Islamic Center wrote a letter of community support saying he has not assimilated into non-Somali culture yet.
It's normal where he comes from.
So the mosque or the Islamic Center goes, come on, you got to let him go. That 12-year-old, he's more important than her.
Very scary stuff.
No jail.
And then we have a clip here from Kristi Noem, I believe, talking about the visa fraud. It turns out half of the visas in this area are fraudulent.
Into Minnesota and their fraud on visas and their programs, 50% of them are fraudulent, which means that wacko Governor Walz either is an idiot or he did it on purpose. And I think he's
a retard.
Yeah, and I think he's doing it on purpose.
And I think he's doing it on purpose as well.
Yeah.
And then we're going to end our Somali section with this oilfield rando tweet. I thought it was pretty insightful.
You can punish all white people for something a white dude did hundreds of years ago, but don't you dare punish the Somalis for something tons of Somalis do every day.
That's the takeaway.
It seems like there's a big push from the left that they're saying you can't judge a group because a bunch of them do horrible shit and aren't good neighbors and aren't good for the community. And it's like, yeah, we can. That's our choice as Americans, right? And they really don't like a flashlight being shown on all the scams.
Very true.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of our migrant section. We're now moving on to our final page where I can talk about whatever I want. Use the opportunity to tickle the post. Help us juice the algo. Leave a like, comment again, then start yapping. P.O. Box needs to be full. Notifications need to be on. Old episodes need to be watched. The link to this episode needs to be sent to the boys in the group chat. And that's it.
That's it. Just a few simple things. Go down the checklist. Get it done, guys.
I'm going to the P.O. Box today.
Our top lieutenants, we know you get it done.
A lot of people have been sending the screenshot of like my top 5 YouTube stuff. And a lot of people have been telling me that we're their number 1 podcast or thing they watch on YouTube, and we're not even listed in the top 5 year recap thing. Should we get the lawyers fired up again, YouTube?
Yeah, no, that's really nice to see too. Grateful for all the support from all you guys. Sometimes, those end of year lists are kind of stupid or whatever, but it makes you think, makes you grateful.
Very blessed.
We're
very
in
grateful.
your lives, We're in there.
We're in your house right now.
Yeah, that's crazy.
We're on the TV.
I don't think of it like that because we just come in here and we do it, and then I make some reels later. But we're in a parasocial relationship with some of you.
I think of it like that. God bless you guys. We say a prayer before the show every time. And today we prayed for you guys. We love you all, and we're very grateful for your viewership.
Yes,
so
we did.
God bless the audience because we couldn't do it without you.
God bless you guys.
Feels good. We're all friends in real life.
No. No.
All right, let's get to our first final page story. This woman kind of cracked it.
Why nobody talking about for the first time Christmas is on 25-25-25? Baby, we never gonna get this time again. This December, baby. Blessings.
All right.
That
25-25-25. It's like a palindrome or something.
To be fair, next year it will be on 26-26-26.
Oh.
So it's not that rare.
Yeah, true.
But 25-25-25, that's pretty good.
Is she doing a joke? Is she a jokester? Or is she just really, really stew?
I think she just kind of forgot how many months there is.
Yeah. All right.
Hey, 25-25-25. I'm excited.
Christmas. I forgot about Christmas.
Yeah.
It's coming quick.
25-25-25.
All right.
All right, next. I thought this was pretty interesting. We can't go too deep into it. We're not a finance show. But I thought this was interesting. Can you read that?
16 out of the 25 most shorted stocks in America are biotech/pharma companies. 7 of those specialize in oncology. Don't you see what's going on? The hedge funds want you on chronic therapy like chemo to milk every penny before you die. Remission means less profit, so they short the cancer treatments.
That's interesting.
I don't know, man. A lot of pharma companies are kind of binary and results oriented, and they either moon or they go to shit.
They do a study or a test and a trial, and it works or it doesn't.
Yeah, and a lot of them go to shit. So I won't get too schizo there, but
we all know that the medical industrial complex does not want people healed.
I just don't know if this is a good example of that.
All right.
But shorting companies does hurt their ability to raise money, to operate effectively, stuff like that.
So yeah, there's a little bit of truth in there, but it's probably not fully as bad as it seems.
Okay.
Next, this is called friction welding. I don't know if you guys ever heard of this. I never did. I thought it was interesting. So you put the glass pieces together.
Spin it.
And then you spin it, and then it starts to smoke.
Friction creates the heat, and then boom.
The heat creates the welding.
And it sticks to it.
And we'll fast forward to the very end. Oh, they do it for metal too. I didn't see this part. The bolts. Let's see it gets hot. You see once it gets hot?
Yeah.
Then you're doing something different. Then you're working with something different.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
So friction welding.
Yeah.
Try this at home and tag us, and that would be cool.
Only if you're some sort of welder and you know what you're doing. Right?
All right. Our next clip, Palmer Luckey. You know who this guy is?
Yeah. CEO of Anduril, founder. He did Oculus. He's Matt Gates' brother-in-law.
Matt Gates' wife's brother.
Yeah.
So, which is interesting. Oh. But he's kind of like a
eccentric billionaire,
techno-futurist.
Yeah.
And he's like
I kind of like those guys.
I kind of like those guys too, just not Peter Thiel.
Yeah, just not where you get to
not
godly.
Not the reptile.
You get a godly complex. Yeah, Peter Thiel, the reptile, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I kind of like him.
But these guys are interesting, and even Elon falls in that category where like you get so rich that like your motivations and goals become different. You're like, I'm not trying to get rich. I'm trying to get us to Mars, live there. So these guys are interesting and eccentric. Listen to what he says about the next frontier when it comes to warfare.
Do you believe that space will become the defining domain for 21st century national defense?
I actually believe that the subterranean domain will be the defining space, but nobody agrees with me, and every time I talk about it, I sound insane to people. But I'll tell you this, there's a lot more crust than there is air or sea or surface of land. And so vehicles that can maneuver through the crust of the earth the same way that submarines move through the water are going to be a huge deal. I think they're going to define at least the second half of this century. The benefits you get from submarines, both in terms of signature, but also inability. Someone can know exactly where a sub is. It doesn't mean they can get to it and stop it. All of those benefits are massively compounded when you are in the crust of the earth. It's quite easy to draw.
It's all about the crust.
Interesting.
I haven't even thought about the crust.
I never think about the crust at all.
Space, water, land, but like going through the land like a worm, but fast.
I think we're a far way away from that because Elon has the boring company and they bore through
the tunnel
and they make tunnels. Yeah, I just read something the other day about how they have that giant drill that they tunnel through and it goes and it kind of like churns up the ground and then tunnels through. And then it's so big and hard and slow moving that they just bury that at the end. Like they take away the drill tip or like some pieces, but then the thing that pushes it, like the entire body or whatever, they just go, all right, we're done with the tunnel. And they bury it because it's not even worth it be so expensive to extract.
And it moves like an inch an hour or something.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't go far at all.
Mm-hmm. So I think we got a lot of way before we're digging around in the crust.
But think about that. It's like imagine going through.
You're chasing somebody in a military scenario and you're in an airplane. And he went to the crust.
And we
don't know what to do.
And you're in the crust, just going through the crust. Yeah. That's insane. I can't even think about that.
I don't think we're going to the crust that soon.
But if you could do maybe anti-gravitational space technology in the crust, but then you still have to go through it.
Yeah, what are you talking about?
And then how much energy do you need to push through the ground? Like you can't even dig a 6-foot hole. It takes the whole day and it sucks.
You ever watch those gold mining shows, Gold Rush? On History Channel? It's so fucking hard. All they're doing all day, moving dirt around.
This guy, you gotta
might be full of shit now.
You gotta find something else to do. It's not gonna work.
Stay out of the crust, brother.
It's like he's
a smart guy,
discourage like next level thinking. Go find something else. This is impossible.
Yeah.
All right, our last piece of the final page of housekeeping. This is how hair, based on its color, reacts to lasers. Blonde hair, no reaction.
Whoa.
Medium brown, gets fizzled up.
Gets zapped up a little.
Darker brown or brown as well, fizzled up. Black,
way fizzled up.
Fizzled up. Not going to be good for third worlders when the direct energy weapons start melting shit.
Not going to be good for you, brother.
That includes me.
Yeah.
Blonde, you'll be kind of okay. You're more auburn, I guess.
I'm blonde and a little hint of red. And there are definitely differences. I read somewhere that redheaded people need more anesthesia when they go into surgery. You ever hear that?
I heard that.
Yeah. So it manifests itself in differences.
And I saw a red version of this where they did red hair and it was zero reaction.
Interesting.
So that's why I keep my hair short.
Yeah, so when the laser direct energy weapons, you just get scalped really quick and it doesn't cause a fire.
Hope they don't shoot my ass.
Yeah. Oh, disgusting.
Just kidding.
They might dig around in there too.
I'm just digging. I'm just kidding. All right.
Freudian. You're digging around where?
I'm not digging. Everything's fine. That is the end of housekeeping. We're now moving on to Cringe of the Week. All right, our first clip of Cringe of the Week. These people get married and they celebrate in a not great way. Isn't that beautiful?
He gets a little buoyed.
Us men like to be pampered too. Someone's got to sweep us off our feet.
Yeah.
But
if you're gay, twink.
People always ask me, "Oh, Fleckus, why are you 260?" So this doesn't happen to me.
What was that number?
Oh, Fleckus, why are you 260? So this doesn't happen to me.
They say that?
Yeah.
Do those people who say that ever see you on the scale when they say that?
They just vibe it out and go, you look like about 260.
Okay. All right.
And then is anyone, do you know what girl who could pick me up?
Yeah, I got a cousin. I got a cousin who could pick you up.
All right. It's rare.
Yeah, it's rare.
See, that's the point.
Yeah.
That's why you got to be big so you don't get embarrassed on your wedding day.
I think he likes it. I don't think he's embarrassed. I think there are some guys like who they like a big mountain to climb. They like a big lady.
And then some girls like to be strong like the man.
No, I think they resent it no matter what. Like she'll do it and laugh in the moment, but then at the end she has like a bad taste in her mouth.
And then when a guy at the gym who's jacked flirts with her, she's receptacle to it.
Receptacle. Oh, Byron. Byron over here.
All right, let's get to our next story. This guy is a Seattle public school teacher, and he's got a lot of pronouns.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a teacher, but this is like their gender book kit lesson. So this is like, and it's under the kindergarten tab. So I think this is a video you watch if you're in kindergarten in Seattle public schools.
Part of the curriculum.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Brennan Ham, and I'm the Health Education Specialist and Trainer for Seattle Public Schools. I prefer my name to pronouns, but anything said with respect is great, so they, she, and he all work for me. I'm very excited to be here with you today because we are going to read a fabulous book called Introducing Teddy. Now, before we begin, I would like to cover some important words that'll really help us understand this story better. Gender means a person's feeling about being either a boy or a girl, neither, both, or somewhere in between. Gender role means cultural ways about how men and women are supposed to act.
We get it.
Yeah, and he starts reading from a children's book that's all about this shit, but the first thing the gay man says to the kindergartners is, gender is a person's feeling.
About what you feel like you are, and you're asking like a 4 or 5-year-old to start making some pretty big decisions.
The first thing they do is lie to your kindergartner in Seattle. What the fuck happened? I thought we were done with some of this shit.
And what's he wearing? Is he wearing the head thing?
You know,
he's got his nails done. He's wearing the head thing, and he's got the earrings.
Yeah.
And then also some potential symbolism on the shirt.
Yeah, I don't like some of those symbols.
I think that's on an FBI list somewhere.
Yes, yeah. And you know what? Those type of hat, the women and gay men who wear these hats, it's an insufferable indicator.
Mm-hmm.
That's a bad hat. You guys shouldn't be wearing it.
It's not good. Mm-hmm. And we're going to get into some dark stories now. We kind of have like a story, and these are dark.
Yeah, it's a bad cringe, guys.
It's tough.
It's an evil world out there.
And we have to highlight that too. Not everything can be uplifting gold.
Yeah.
Can you read that first story from Redux, please?
Yeah, a trans-identified male who strangled his own mother before raping her corpse was moved to a women's prison in Illinois after complaining of feeling unsafe in a men's prison. John Finnegan is currently housed in a facility with a mother-baby unit. And then obviously the picture here from John Finnegan, who strangled then did some unspeakable things to his mother's body. He doesn't even try. He just says, I'm a lady.
That's so true.
He's not, no makeup, no nothing. No,
throw some lipstick on.
No hair, no nothing. So that's the average trans guy.
And that's every trans person.
That's what the crimes they all do.
And he feels unsafe in a men's prison because in men's prisons, they don't take kindly to people like that.
He feels unsafe in a men's prison because there are men there. So what does he as a man do?
He wants to get put in a woman's prison, and he's in a mother-baby unit. So it's kind of he's on some Norman Bates shit.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the women in the women's prison feel safe, or the children or the baby in the women's prison feel safe.
And J.B. Pritzker goes, this is all great. Donald Trump's a fascist.
Yeah. Why do you hate trans folks? Are you scared of them?
Yeah. No, I'm not going to help ICE.
Yeah, not good. And we have another story which is similar. This is out of Canada, and it's somehow worse.
Yeah, this story basically summed up by this woman. It's a violent offender who raped a 3-month-old baby and drowned a 3-year-old child. Then they transitioned. They do all the crimes, and they go, well, I'm transitioning now. And then the criminal was transferred to Fraser Valley Women's Institution, housed next door to a unit with a mothers and their small children. Then assaulted a female inmate while inside. This isn't compassion. This is putting the most vulnerable women and children in prison at direct risk. How many more horror stories do we need, right?
So obviously that's horrible and that's scary and that's like violent against children, and that's what this guy did, and now he's in prison with other children somehow. It actually gets worse. Listen to what he's doing now that he's transitioned.
Yeah, the British Columbia government paid for his implants while in prison. That's the worst part. That's the accelerator. That's the sprinkle of cheese on top.
So he did all those horrible, unthinkable things, then he transitioned, and then taxpayer money funded him to get breast implants.
Cosmetic surgery.
You pay for it.
Yeah.
If you're in Canada.
Yep.
Pretty sick. And we have another...
And they probably do a land acknowledgement before putting the silicone in. We're on Ojibwe land, and I'm giving this baby for fake new tits. Thank you.
Yeah. That's literally what we're dealing with.
Yep.
And then this story, I believe, is out of Wales. This judge...
Which is the UK. It's not England, but it's the UK, right? Wales is that little kind of... They speak Welsh. They're over there on the side.
I'm not very strong in my geography.
Yes, Byron.
Geography.
Yes, Byron.
But I was right.
Wales, they make one of them the Prince of Wales. They make one of the royal guys the Prince of Wales, and then they say, hey, you're still part of this. And Wales kind of doesn't like it, I think.
That makes sense.
Wales doesn't like it, and they speak a little different.
Maybe they should fight each other over it. Meanwhile, there's a million Indian and Somali people.
Yeah.
No brother wars.
Yeah, no brother wars, guys.
All right, well, listen to...
But the English kind of beat them up, or used to.
Yeah.
Now everyone's gone soft. Nothing happens.
And it's pretty ridiculous what they're up to. Listen to what this judge did. Can you read that tweet?
Wales Judge Tracy Lloyd Clark, who previously freed a 33-year-old man convicted of raping a girl under 14 due to prison overcrowding, has now sentenced a British man to 20 months in jail over a post on Twitter.
And the post on Twitter was, if you're a white dude apologizing for saying the N-word, you're an F slur.
Yeah. Which is a funny sentence. That's just funny.
And it's true.
It's two slurs. But yeah, so that's what's important. The actual crime, the thought crime is worse than an actual victim crime, right? Because that's what you do when you're in like a late stage dystopian society and the judge is all in on it.
20 months in jail for a tweet.
For words.
And then raping a child. Prison's kind of crowded.
Yeah.
You're good.
Better get off. Better get home. And I kind of realized the GG, the double G in both the N-word and the F slur. That's a cathartic sound.
There's something there.
Yeah, there's something to it. So
there's a hardness to it.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. Well, so sorry, guys. I mean, that's not the greatest cringe, but it's basically like a bunch of baby and young...
And like violent, mentally ill people. And then
sexual predator criminals.
And then you're paying for their breast implants or they're letting them go. And then if you tweet something, you go to jail. It's pretty dark.
Yeah. Blackpilling almost.
We're going to end on a lighter note. This is kind of a trend you see in like Miami or LA. A lot of the guys who drive high-end cars, turns out they're sharing them with all their roommates.
So here's how you fake flex in Miami for the cheapest amount possible. You can get a one-pay lease for 60 grand for a brand new Lamborghini Urus. If you've ever heard of those people that split a supercar 4, 5, 6, 7 ways, 6, 7 ways, this is how they do it. Most likely one of them or all of them will get this lease for 60 grand, which is only 5 grand a month. They'll split it 5 ways, let's say. That's $1,000 a month per person. Everyone gets their 6 days a month with it, and they plan this out heavily. They make sure their 6 days are action-packed. They're going to the clubs, they're going to the bars, they're going grocery shopping, they're going on their dates the 6 days that they have the Earth. As long as they don't put too many miles on it and clean it up for daddy or who's ever next in line, bro, they get away with this. 7,500 miles for 12 months isn't too bad for a super expensive car like this. So as long as they just cruise around town and Chad doesn't take it on any more road trips, they should be well within their mileage limit. This is your friendly reminder to never compare yourself to other people because they're most likely doing this shit. I swear.
It's very interesting. It's like a little insight into how the scam mind works. And they do it with Rolexes too. Where a bunch of guys will buy a Rolex and then they'll just like, all right, it's your turn with the car and the Rolex. And you get the Rolex in the car and then you have like a week where you pretend you're P. Diddy.
It's interesting. Flexing culture is very interesting because there are certain cities where it really matters more, and Miami is definitely one of those. And there are certain retarded people who it does matter if you have a Lamborghini and a Rolex on. They will buy your course. They will do something afterwards. You know, they'll take the next step, sign the check.
They will bring you back to their apartment.
Yeah. Girls
probably like this.
There's interesting. And it's just
And
like
that
a whole
should almost
scam.
be disqualifying. Where it's like if you take a girl out on a date and she like hooks up with you because you have a Lamborghini Urus, it's almost that's disqualifying.
Yeah.
But and
So
then
she would have hooked up with anybody if they had the same car.
And then like that's who you're spending your time with. And then there's a thing there where, well, I guess it doesn't really matter for the Miami guys because if they're just looking to hook up with the girl,
They just want to nut.
yeah, they're not like trying to date him, I guess. But it's like you're just participating in like a
hedonic treadmill,
a hedonic subculture that you never really get out.
Yeah.
And then I met the nice girl who likes the Lamborghini Urus, and she's
Then we made it out. We had 5 kids
the
together.
prostitute with the heart of gold.
Yeah.
P with the H and G.
Yep.
Very nice. Well, that's the end of Cringe. We're now moving on to Urban Decay. All right, our first clip of Urban Decay. This guy freaks out over a bad haircut.
I don't see what you looking at. What you see.
So he's checking his lineup.
You tripping right now? I'm tripping. Yeah. I'm tripping. Just chill out. Just chill out. Chill out. You don't see my shit right there, my nigga. Bro, your shit was up, bro. Guess what, bro? Don't worry about it.
He's mad about the lineup.
Bro, I'm doing you. Bro, guess what, bro? Excuse me, bro. Don't worry about it, bro. Bro, you finna get attitude about my shit, bro. You tripping. What you mean, bro? You get attitude about my shit, man. Bro, you wanna beat me, get mad? Yeah, because it's my shit, it's my hair, man. Bro, you have a good day. And you have a good day, bro.
Barber tells him good day, sir. Doesn't want the business.
You have a good day.
Guy walks out. Should be over, right? Little confrontation.
You finna do me about. What the fuck?
No, he comes back with a gun. While the kids are in the barber shop, he's brandishing. They're hugging each other in the corner.
What's that down?
So he's pointing the gun, brandishing it. The kids have gotten out. But he's not even really beating him or pistol whipping him. He's just trying to humiliate him, right?
Hey, thanks somebody come kill your bitch ass. You lucky I don't want to go back to prison, nigga. You lucky I don't want to go back to prison, nigga.
You're lucky I don't want to go back to prison. And it's like, you might be still going back to prison.
You're on film, brandishing, threatening. I got a bad feeling. Parole. It's a parole violation for you, brother.
And I don't know if you noticed his outfit, and then he had the little patch on his shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
That's like I think he's a security guard.
Yeah, the green pants. Yeah, I think he's something.
He's some sort of like mall security guard type.
So he's a felon who's been to jail already, working security, threatening the barber because his line wasn't straight.
And he has a gun.
In front of kids.
So you're lucky I don't go back to prison. You only go to prison for felonies. And then aren't felons not allowed to have guns?
Yeah. Huh. That's strange.
That's weird how that works. And then
see how quick it escalates too. There's just like a little disagreement, and they're both like in this like jockeying for like, well, come on, man. And the customer's always right. And he goes, well, man, I'm just gonna have to call it quits. And no, it doesn't end there. You don't get to end it there.
And he didn't have the best hairline to begin with. So
he's like a middle-aged man complaining about how he looks.
So the hairline goes back, and the barber's doing what he can with it. And
felony time.
And he pulls the gun out for all that. You're supposed to just take the bad haircut and say, yep, looks good, thank you. And you give a tip, and you go home, and you buzz it.
I feel bad for black business owners who have to serve black customers. Because, and obviously not all black customers are bad. There's probably some really nice ones, and you have a good culture, and you talk about the NBA or something. I don't know what you guys chit-chat about. But then you get these fucking idiots who can't control themselves and blow up your business.
These fucking idiots.
Yeah. Hard eye idiots.
So true. All right, let's go to our next clip. This is a dark story as well. This man on a bike in a store strikes a toddler.
You should have gotten the hint when you saw him doing antisocial shit already, but here's the clip. So he gets off the bike in the store and he slaps a baby. It's a white woman's baby. And he just stands there. She hits him a little bit, but
You got to know man on a bike, not good.
Yeah, man on a bike in the store. There's these little things where you need to listen to your intuition about what's antisocial behavior and what's not. And he gets back on the bike and a crowd forms and she starts informing them, he slapped my baby for no reason.
But then no guy comes and just beats his ass.
And nobody holds him back. Oh, he tries to approach again. But yeah, this is in Texas. Don't mess with Texas.
It's an opportunity just to beat the fuck out of that guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right, this next story is probably my favorite story from Urban. There is a special needs kid, and the guy filming accuses the special needs kid of calling him the N-word.
Make sure you tell your son to watch his mouth. He's using derogatory terms.
He's not my son.
Well, whoever he is.
He is a special needs.
Well,
You cannot make him stop.
he can stop saying that. How did he learn the word?
He learned it from people at school.
So why he
His
using
family
it?
doesn't talk like that.
So why he using it against other people?
He's special needs, sir.
But he
You
knows.
understand
But
that?
so why he knows to call me? Come on, man, get out of here. You're on camera.
You don't understand.
I don't
he
need to
has a
understand.
genetic disorder.
But he's smart enough
His
to
brain
know.
is not right.
But he knows where to use the word
Okay,
at and
leave me alone.
who's to use it to.
Leave me alone.
Then get out of here.
I didn't say anything. I said Mickey Mouse.
I said midget.
Mickey Mouse.
I agree with the kid.
Yeah, the kid, although he was taught the word by his friends at school, he was able to correctly identify one. So I guess, I don't know, he's smarter than you give him credit for. But the whole confrontation, it's just such a question of like, so what? Why don't you like the word? It's a slur, and then like people oppress you with it or something, right?
They hold you down with it.
Yeah, so if you heard your boss calling you the N-word on the phone to a colleague, you'd go, man, that's fucked up. I'll never get treated right at this job. They're oppressing me. They're holding me back. Hearing the 6-letter word from a kid who's clearly out of this world special needs, there's really no threat or anything there.
He oppressing me.
Maybe just a little discomfort or like, I didn't really like that. But to confront his elderly caretaker and make demands afterwards, it kind of says more about you than it does about the kid. And it's not like his family's all chirping, yeah, say it around. Next time you see one, say it. They're telling him.
And he's proving the kid right.
Kind of.
Because you're intimidating a special needs kid and a senior citizen.
Yeah, and I actually like how the lady handled it, where she politely tried to explain it, and then once he got a little too weird and like pushy, she goes, you don't understand. Like, I'm not talking to you. Get away from me, basically.
Yeah, very true. And
based kid, though. Based kid. He's got a bright future.
Based kid, bright future. And he's got a more active frontal lobe than the guy filming.
That's what I'm saying. It says more about you confronting this visibly disabled kid. He does a turn to look in front of the camera when he's getting called out at first, and it's like, oh, sorry, kid. When he goes like this, he looks at the camera, he's all cross-eyed and open-mouthed, and then you're still going to confront the woman.
Yeah,
So,
you oppressing me.
Yeah, crazy.
It's pretty funny. And then also, while I was digging on this and learning more about this story, I found some black fan fiction online saying that white people tell their kids when you're lost, find a black person to help you because they're safe.
You call us ghetto, ignorant, monkeys, but when your white children are lost, you tell them to find a black woman or a man. I did not even know this was a thing until this young lady witnessed it in the store. And before y'all come to me, ain't nothing wrong with helping a child of any race. Race shouldn't even be involved, but y'all make it involved. Some of you do. When this child went and found her a black teenager, the mom comes with the police like, why the hell you touching my child so we can't win for losing?
I was in a grocery store today where a random white child ran up to a random black teenager. She looked to be about 15, 16 years old, but probably appeared older to him because he looked to be about 6, 7 years old. So he went up to her, grabbed her hand, and was like, Mommy told me to find one of you. If I'm lost, can you help?
That doesn't sound right. Doesn't sound like any lesson I would teach my children.
Mommy told me to find one of you if I'm lost, and I think the implication was adults, not blacks. Yeah. But the black people roll with it, and they assume the entire white community is saying find a black person when you're lost. And I'll let you in on a little secret. We usually say find a trusted adult. Usually that's someone in uniform, a police officer, a fireman, even someone who works at the Publix, because we know they can't just kidnap me. That's their workplace. So, yeah. But I don't know. There's some little revisionist black history, and then she uses it to hate on white people, too, because apparently they're our kids' safety valve in case of emergency.
In case you ever want to get your Game Boy taken.
Yeah.
Or take that
Run
iPhone.
me your shit.
What's
What's in your pockets? Yeah. I'm looking for a phone number.
And we do have some stats, and this is going to be, a little dark as well. But it's child molestation by race. So it's not even true where like, oh, you're safest with a black person or a Hispanic person.
Yeah.
It's not good. The graph's not good there.
It's lopsided.
And then child abuse rate in the United States by race or ethnicity of the victim. White's the lowest.
White's at the bottom. Yeah.
All right. Let's go to our next.
If you were going to tell your kids, find a black person, I'd say no. Stay within the race.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. All right, let's go to our next clip, which is a Facebook Marketplace robbery. It does not go well. Can you let that play?
Yeah, it's got some music on it, but you can see these two YNs are reaching for it, and one pulls out a gun. Looks like they have a PS5, and they take his phone. So a lot of times you might be thinking, oh, I got to meet at the police station for the Facebook Marketplace swap. And, if I don't, I could lose the PS5. But you also lose whatever else you have that's valuable. It's not just losing the item. You lose your phone, your wallet.
Maybe even the car you came in.
Yeah, so it's a very big swing the other way.
Very true.
Any lessons there? I wonder what their names were on Facebook. And this guy, they got the hoodies on. One of them has the mask and comes up with the gun. But really, you can flake at any moment for any reason if you even get vaguely uncomfortable at a Facebook meetup. There's no reason to go, well, I'll test this out.
I don't want to be racist.
Yeah, there's no
sure enough.
Damn, I gave him the benefit of the doubt and I lost $800 worth of merchandise.
He wasn't looking to do a clean PS5 deal. That's too bad. The guy in the shiesty and the hood up and the ski mask wasn't looking to buy my PS5 for $450.
And you know what? I think we've covered it on the show, but buying and selling golf clubs, clean market. Consumer electronics, that's a roll of the dice.
It's very much a roll of the dice.
Golf clubs, you get country club member guys.
Yeah. All right, let's go to our final piece of urban. We have some Snap updates, Snap EBT updates. First, this woman, basically there was an update where you need to work, I believe, at least 4 hours a week to get Snap.
Yeah, that's not federal. It actually might be federal, but there are some more things coming, I think, with the big, beautiful bill. But
I think you have to show that you're working at least 4 hours a week. And then this woman is scared about that because that's too much.
I don't think it's fair that he do that. But
And you were saying you think it's going to hurt a lot of people?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely it's going to hurt a lot of people. Because you never know, you know what? Especially now that we're in the holidays and everybody wants to have a good dinner and everything. And if you don't give it to them, it's going to be really hard.
It's very sudden and it will affect people.
It's very hard. And then you're almost alluding to people are going to steal because they don't get the free food?
Riot. And so this is people must work 80 hours per month.
Oh, 80.
Yeah. 80 hours per month, which amounts to 4 hours a day, basically.
4 hours a day. I thought it was 4 hours a week.
Yeah. No.
I was saying, you got 4 hours. That's too much.
And then again, they choose the fat, barely speaking English woman. The worst spokesman ever gets on TV. People don't even know what damage they're doing to their own group when they do shit.
That's a little tongue-in-cheek from Fox Local.
Yeah.
They go, oh, yeah, this is going to be really hard for you guys.
Fox Local producer has a fucking eye for talent. And he goes, there, let's get her.
Yeah. I actually know a Fox Local who does fall in that category.
Yeah, they might.
Where they don't keep it too political, but one of our guys.
Yeah, heavy-handed. Heavy-handed. He puts his thumb on the scale, let's just say.
Yeah. He keeps it 100. And then moving on to our next clip. So with these new work requirements, there's also people who are getting off of SNAP because they can't meet the requirements. 800,000 people are now not getting SNAP anymore.
But when you have so much rampant fraud in a program that 42 million Americans participate in, now a big good piece of news that I hope is written about, since you became president, about 800,000 of those 42 million have moved off of food stamps, which is hopefully the plan with better jobs, higher wages, etc.
That's good news. It's a start.
It's somewhat progress. And again, it's one of those issues where we're kind of undoing a spike that happened during Biden. I think we showed the chart how it shot up to 42 million basically under Biden.
It's the same as the migrant stuff.
Yeah. 800,000 off, but we're not even back to neutral yet, right?
Very true. And then we have some tweets that kind of sum up this whole section. I'm going to let you cook on this.
Yeah, it was just interesting. Like, you see Republicans are bragging about getting people off welfare or making requirements or making people fend for themselves. And then I saw a post from the Democrat governor of North Carolina, Josh Stein, and he was bragging about the opposite. He said more than 690,000 North Carolinians have gained access to health care since Medicaid was expanded 2 years ago. When we come together across differences and put the well-being of North Carolinians first, we can accomplish great things, blah, blah, blah. So he's out here celebrating, basically, hey guys, we put 690,000 more people on welfare. Isn't that great? And healthcare is one of the more acceptable forms, but it's just such a huge number. The state of North Carolina, how many people are even in North Carolina? 20 million maybe?
It seems like a lot.
And so we're bragging about getting people off the teat, and they're signaling to their crew that welcome to the teat, right?
Yeah.
And then now out of almost a population of almost 11 million, you have 30% of the entire state reliant on the government. Congratulations. So even less than I said, 11 million people in North Carolina. And they added 690,000 on Medicaid, brother.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah.
Well, that's the end of Urban Decay. We're now moving on to Uplifting Gold. All right, our first clip of Uplifting Gold. Now that Irina's Law has been passed, we are keeping violent criminals behind bars on high bonds in North Carolina.
Bond amount that could be the new norm in North Carolina. This morning, a Charlotte teen accused in a series of shootings into homes is now in jail on a $5.3 million bond. Officers first arrested Daquan Mills last month for a shooting on Redwood Drive. He was also charged for a second shooting while in custody.
Investigators say that's on top of 2 other prior arrests that Mills had for other charges. He's currently accused of crimes ranging from damage to property to shooting into an occupied dwelling. Now experts say that this could be in part due to the fatal stabbing of Irina Zarutska on the light rail this summer, which sparked national attention.
So now that they passed Irina's Law, he has to pay $5.3 million if he wants to get out. There should be no bond at all.
Yeah, the whole point of Irina's Law was repeat violent offenders. It limits the judge's ability to let them out on little or no bail. So this is the law taking effect, and this is exactly who it's for. Daquan Mills, who shoots into random dwellings.
Apparently he did 16 shootings in the last 3 months.
Get locked up forever, piece of shit. Yeah. And it's very fascinating to me because we showed a clip of the North Carolina women and Democrats complaining that jails are going to be overcrowded and stupid shit like this. So they were kind of counter-signaling Irina's Law. Every Republican state who has like a firm hold on their state reps and is firmly Republican should be passing a similar law. This is only North Carolina, and so they had the momentum to get it done. But if you have a firm grasp, you need to be limiting judges' powers to release violent criminals as much as you can. This is a great law.
You could do Irina's Law nationwide or in cities all over the country and still call it Irina's Law.
Yeah, even if you're in Nebraska, you can just go, we're doing Irina's Law too. Sounds pretty good, brother. Yeah. And then you instantly neutralize some Soros-era judges or district attorneys who wouldn't pursue high charges. And only pieces of shit like this who are shooting into random dwellings are affected. It's great.
Very true.
There's no downside.
Yeah. All right, our next clip, these guys were at a wrestling match, and this guy met his favorite wrestler.
And he fish hooks him, and the guy's trying to tap out of it.
Someone commented, imagine if you hadn't chapped lips.
Oh.
You just ripped your lips.
Yeah. I would be punching him in the nutsack.
I wouldn't, I don't like fingers in my mouth like that.
That would be my move. What are these Mexican wrestlers? Do they wear the hats like that?
Yeah, Mexican. Not good.
Not good.
All right, our last clip of Uplifting Gold. Believe it or not, it's just very short uplifting because I don't have an Instagram. It's our Pure Americana clip of the week, too. It's a punter who caught his own punt. That's pretty good.
Is that legal?
I don't know. I think once you touch it, it actually is downed.
Yeah.
But I don't think that crossed the line of scrimmage.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't know enough. I thought it was going to be better than that. But
Oh, it was pretty good. We really don't have any uplifting this week, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm telling you now at the end, so I don't tell you early. You find out now, and if you're still here, that's just what it was this week.
yeah, you're really handicapped without the Instagram.
Yeah.
He's really handicapped, and it's hard to find Uplifting Gold on command. Believe it or not, my algorithm is all negative, migrants, crime. It's all Urban Decay and Housekeeping heavy, so it's
Me
hard
too.
to find.
All right, well, we do have some shout-outs. Happy birthday to Mr. Jensen on December 4th. He turns 29. And also happy anniversary to him and Kimbrel.
Kimbrel?
Kimbrel.
And Mr. Jensen, but he's 29. So why am I calling him Mr. Jensen?
Because Kimbrel DM'd me, but didn't tell me his name.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
So I did the best I could.
That combo of names sounds familiar, actually. I feel like we may have shouted them out before.
Well, happy birthday again. Happy anniversary.
Always remember the name, guys.
Yeah, include the name. Happy birthday to John Gill.
John.
I feel like we just did this.
John, happy birthday. Yeah, you know the Gills. That family. Gabe and them.
Yeah.
They like their shout-outs.
Well, I feel like I thought it was just his birthday. Is time going fast, or are we getting ripped off? And they doing multiple shout-outs a year.
You know,
how many birthdays does this guy have?
They're a nice Christian family, but I never even thought they could lie to us. Maybe they can. Maybe they can.
Oh, man. All right. We have another one.
Happy birthday, though. He helps you out. He does all the gifts on Twitter.
Thank you, John.
So he deserves it.
Thank you, John. Yeah. And those gifts are great. And happy birthdays. Now you got to keep making them. I'll retweet them every time you make them. And those are good gifts.
Keep them
Those
going.
are good gifts. All right. Happy birthday to Davis today, December 4th.
Davis has a first name?
Davis is a first name. Him and his girlfriend Audrey watch every episode on separate devices.
What's the birthday? How old is he?
I don't know.
Why don't you guys get married?
Good for you two.
Go ahead. On us.
I was gonna just propose.
Yeah.
Will you marry? And it's like,
No. We were not asked for that.
On your own time.
Well, why don't you get going?
Happy birthday to Zeke on December 5th. He's turning 28.
Wait, they watched the show together?
Yeah.
Then yeah, get married. Why not?
Yeah.
You guys already think alike, right?
Yeah.
Sorry to Zeke.
Happy birthday to Zeke on December 5th. He turns 28. Him and Elizabeth watch every episode on multiple devices as well. And
get married too.
Zeke's going to be a new dad, and he's a cop. So thank you for your service. Send us PBA cards or loosen any guns hanging around.
No.
Send them to the P.O. box. No. Allegedly.
No.
And name the baby Richard.
All right, nice. Yeah. Name the baby Richard.
All right.
It's not even my real name, guys. So you're not really even naming it after me.
Sometimes people send me your real name.
Uh-huh.
And they go, oh, turns out Richard's real name is this. We found him. And it's like, it's not that hard.
It's not that hard, guys.
It's not that hard to find him.
Who cares?
Who cares what his real name is? All right, that's the end of the episode.
It's Zach.
His real name is Zach.
It's Zach. Episode 312, it's Zach. That's my real name.
And you have to be at the end.
If you stay to the end, you get a little treat. My name's Zach.
His name's Zach.
Yeah. Zachary.
We call him Richard. I call you Richard more than I call you Zach. I can't.
Yeah.
There's a joke we have where if I ever call him on the phone and go, hey, Zach, do you have my...
That means he's held hostage.
That means there's a gun to my head.
Yeah.
Hey, Zach, do you have my ATM pin? It means there's someone trying to fucking kill me. Hey, Zach, can you bring those gold bars over?
Yeah.
It means there's someone trying to kill me.
It means come in hot.
So I call him Richard. Even Jerry the dog, I say Richard's here, and he knows him as Richard. And Jerry knows me as Fleckus.
Yep.
So that's the world we live in.
It's the world, baby.
All right. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a nice weekend. If you're still watching and you want more show, 30-minute Bonus Land drops tomorrow. And we have really good stuff for Bonus Land, not just saying that. Thank you guys for watching all the way through. We love you, and we'll see you tomorrow at Bonus Land.
It's exactly what the feds wouldn't want you to see. But it could be a distraction, and that rings true to me. Flex talks, give it up to the world's best host. Flex talks, just the uncle and tickle the post. The only way the show can be defined. Best news podcast of all time. We're yapping in the comments. Yeah, yapping in the comments. Don't get too down or too depressed. From cringe of the week and urban decay, there's uplifting gold and Flecky's pets getting trolled. Coming up to brighten your day. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Best to keep the P.O. box full. We won't stop till the world is rid of all the pickles. If more Fleckers content is what you demand, then just make sure you're sub to bonus land. Fleckers talks, give it up to the world's best host. Fleckers talks, choose the uncle and tickle the post. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. We're watching old episodes. Yeah, watching old episodes. Fleckers talks, buying shit coins and trading stocks. Fleckers talks, we're still kicking over stacked rocks. The only way the show can be defined. The best news podcast of all time. Words are just words until action actually starts. Fleckers talks, and actions speak louder than words. Fleckers talks, but at the same time, words speak louder than actions.
Baby, we never gonna get this time again. December 25, 25, 25.